So yesterday we were feral. Today I'm going to show you the quickest glam possible. This is what I do when I know I gotta go. The plane's gonna leave me if I don't get my makeup on. Now, I know that facial oils, they're terrifying, right? They're not. And I'm gonna be using a powder foundation. So if I just use one drop of this, I will say this one right here wears so beautifully under makeup. And if you have dry skin, a lot of us avoid powder foundation, even if we don't have dry skin because we might have a dry patch. If you will just take this and just place it exactly where you have that dryness. Now, even though I'm balanced to dry, I'm not going to place it through the middle of my forehead, but what I am going to do is the high points of my face, over here. And if I have a dry spot, say I had a dry spot here, I would just place it on that dry spot. And then I'm going to take the smallest amount. And I don't know what happened to my tiny little brush, but I'll just press just a little bit underneath my eyes. If y'all try this oil mixed in your concealer, this for dry under eyes. Really any skin types if it's on the outer perimeter. I do want to stress sometimes even if we're oily, in the winter we can have some dry patches around our nose. Facial oil, especially this one, it just absorbs and it just leaves your skin so nicely hydrated. I'm telling y'all, this right here, it's so good. And I don't consider myself to have dry under eyes, but I would still use this. Like I said, I just tapped a little bit underneath here. And the way that concealer wears on top of it, the way foundation wears on top of it, the way powder foundation is going to wear on top of it, it's magic. It's absolutely stunning. Now I'm filming a TikTok, but I'm going to walk you through what I'm doing here. So all we have on our face right now is that oil. And I know you're thinking, what in the heck? This is so fast. I'm telling you, this is so fast. And that oil is just gonna help it blend so quickly. It's gonna look wild. It's still gonna look absolutely wild. Don't try to blend this away. We want it to look like this. In fact, I'm gonna grab a little bit more. I lost my little spatula. Where did it go? Oh, here's one anyways. We'll just use the spatula. So I'm gonna put a little bit more. I know. And we're going to be wild with our bronzer too. Also, I want you to keep in mind for this whole tutorial, I'm just going to use this one C41. It's going to get wild. Same C41. We're just going to grab our bronzer. This is my favorite bronzer. We're going to go really heavy with this too. And the reason we're going heavy, we're going to cover this completely with our powder foundation. So we need a little extra because the powder foundation we're going to use is medium to full coverage. So let's just go to town. We're gonna look like Neapolitan ice cream here for a second. I'm actually gonna grab some of the cream bronzer and I'm just gonna tap that into my socket as well, maybe a little bit on the lid. And I'm using an E28. I didn't even use primer because we'll just set this with powder. Isn't that pretty? Now, I usually skip concealer because the powder would give me enough coverage, but I'm going to add it to show you where you would add it if you wanted it. So like I said, normally I don't do concealer, but I'll just do a little bit. And I'm going to use the one that I actually use for corrector. Wild. Because I'm going to be putting that powder foundation underneath my eyes. I'm looking for brushes today and I'm not able to find them. Just a second. C31. And this is where our tapping begins with the concealer. And I'm calling it a corrector because for me it's very, very peachy. And it might be just a smidgy too dark if we weren't going to put the powder foundation on top of it. But it's a wonderful, wonderful corrector. In fact, most of you got it in the Sephora sale and y'all are absolutely loving it, and that warms my heart. All right, I finished the TikTok. We're already into the good part. Now, the powder foundation. This one here is from Bare Minerals, and I really, really like this one. I'm gonna start here. I'm just gonna let it go. Let it run. And we're gonna press it all around here, and it's gonna start to look so smooth. This side I already have done. I'm going around the blush and the bronzer, and then we go on top. Now you see why we needed so much blush and so much bronzer, because we needed to kind of peek through. Isn't that pretty? I love it so much. So let's build it up a little bit more while Jean Bean snores. And whenever you hear the tapping, that's me picking up more of the product. So now I have that powder on the puff. And a puff just sets the under eye the best to me. Just evenly distributes that powder. I have a feeling y'all were not trusting the process. And when I do this, and of course I'm not filming TikToks educating all of that, it takes me like 7 minutes. I love it. And because we have that oil underneath, nothing is going to break down because we use such a small amount, but we're still going to have this gorgeous glow. A lot of y'all wonder why I don't wear highlighter, and I feel like if we wear our skincare strategically placed, we're going to get that same glowing effect without any texture. That being said, I did find one of the most beautiful highlighters that I've ever seen. And let me finish up the eyes. I'll put on some mascara and I'll show it to you. I got so excited for this tutorial that I didn't tag this or tell you what it was. I'm so sorry. Let me type that out right now. It's really beautiful. I've worn this before. It wears beautifully. This and the Laura Geller are my favorite powder foundations. Whenever I'm in a hurry, I do not want to curl my lashes. It's just one more step. And with this mascara, I'm gonna link it. And most of you probably purchased it because I do rave about it. But if you are still undecided, please try this. It's so, I mean, for me, that's even enough volume right there, but we can still build it up. And the fact that I don't have to curl my lashes is just one less step. It's so good. That is 2 coats. And also, I know some of us don't consider this to be 2 coats, but just for reference, my version, and nobody's right, nobody's wrong, but I would consider this, let me see if I can do it in the 1 minute. Just till everything's really nice and coated, I guess. I would consider that a coat because there's still some lashes over here that aren't coated. Also notice that I'm rolling the mascara wand. It really helps with control. I'm kind of flexing my eye on it, and if you can't do that, just shut both eyes and roll it. I would consider that a coat. And then that's 2 coats. This right here, look at how beautiful. This is from RMS Beauty. It's the Master Radiance Base in Rich in Radiance. I'll have everything labeled. So I'm just gonna put a little bit there. And you'll see how little I just grabbed. It's important to see that. Honestly, a little bit goes such a long way. Back in my day of highlighting, I used to think that I needed to load up basically a brush the size of the C41 and swipe it all the way here, and it just didn't look as nice on me as I wanted it to. So I'm gonna grab an E29. There it is. And I grabbed about that much. You'll see that it's really not that much, and then I'm just going to lightly dust this. And it honestly just looks like I'm adding more skincare, but with extra glue. Just make sure that it disappears when the light's not hitting it, and it does, and it just melts into the skin. And look at how pretty. Look at how stunning. I want to show you the other side so you can see that it's not adding texture. I'm gonna grab the rest of what's here, and let's go ahead and do this side. Look at that. It's just so pretty. So if you're into highlighters, normally I'm not, so if you are, then I really, really think you're gonna love this because I'm gonna start incorporating this. I think it's very special, spectacular. And then whenever I'm in a hurry, just grab a lip oil. This color's nice. I have nothing on my lips, no lip liner. Ooh. Ooh, I've tried the other one. I don't know where it is, but I've tried another shade from this brand, and I know I love it, but I haven't tried this one. It actually smells very, very faintly of a fruit roll-up, and I love that. That's so pretty. And it feels so comfortable. I'm gonna keep this out. It's also called Candy Apple, but you can find it under Glaze #1. It's under Candy Apple, but I want to try this one too. It's called Berry Jam, so you can kind of see the difference there. Oh yeah, you can definitely see it. Now that my camera focuses and front face camera, I honestly just think that that is fantastic for educating. It just makes me so happy. Every time it does it, I'm just like, what is happening? I love it because I'm able to show you how much product I'm picking up on the brush just right there. And it's really helpful. So as long as you don't sit down to film 2 TikToks and go in depth and educate someone on your look, this will take you less than 10 minutes. Face oil is the key to this look, and then the creams, everything cream underneath and then setting it. That was aggressive, but you get where I'm going. Really quickly, this sold out on the Sephora website, which is so cool because I posted about it. I posted about it yesterday, and I was getting DMs that y'all already loved it. So I'm so excited. And if you are receiving it and you still have questions about it, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you. I will say really quickly, a little bit of this goes a long way, but I feel like that's most things, especially in makeup. So just whatever you kind of put on your hand here to put on, think of just putting out half of that. Just half, because this is gonna last you. A little bit goes a long way. I'm so excited for y'all to try it. You're gonna love it. All right, we are all done here today. Tomorrow, oh, let me go get it. It's across the room. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do tomorrow. I love makeup. I have been doing this a long time now. I really have. And I want y'all to know that I love doing what I do as much as the first time that I ever even figured out what an eyeshadow was. I love playing in makeup, and I love even more now having all of you and being able to help you. So this is the newest palette from Natasha Denona, and if you know me, you know that mints are everything that I need in my life. Mint is probably my favorite eyeshadow. In fact, I had to stop myself from doing it because I was doing it way too often. And this palette and this pink and this green together, I know that this isn't a color story for everyone, and that's really what my page is. Let's talk about that really quickly. Let me get into that. But first of all, this is gorgeous to me. I love this. So this is a really good way to look at my page. Don't ever think of my page as I guess, a true influencer page, because I'm not telling you to buy this. I'm giving you ideas if you want to buy it. Say you did buy this, I'm gonna do 3 or 4 looks with it back to back to back, so you have inspiration, kind of ideas how to use this, and I'll let you know if it's really nice and if it works. But it's Natasha Denona, and honestly, none of her palettes have ever let me down. That being said, I never want you to feel like, ooh, I need to buy this. Ooh, I need to buy this. Because if you'll notice, most of my page is learning techniques and just learning to use what you have. But if you do see a lot of new products, I'm really just showing you different ways to use those products if you want to add them to your collection. Now I'm gonna hop off now because I have more things that I want to film. I have a really fun video I want to film. I love y'all so much, and it is just an absolute honor to sit here and have so many friends to talk about makeup and learn together. I love you, and I'm not sure what I'm posting tonight, but it's gonna be helpful. I'll see you there tonight.